迎收看《足迹》。大家好，我是庆凯。今天我有一位新搭档哦，欢迎城市探险家 Samuel。
Hello, I'm Samuel.
大家不要看 Samuel 年纪轻轻，其实他对本地的历史，尤其是二战历史非常的熟悉，也考究了本地很多的历史遗产区。
Yes.
来 ，Come say hi to everyone.
Hello, I'm Samuel, and I'm a war history enthusiast. I'm very happy to be here today because we are going somewhere that we're not allowed to go to before.
Yes, very exclusive. 今天我们来到了圣淘沙的 Mount India， 就是要带大家去看看一个从来没有开放给公众的地下室。我们走吧。
Let's go. Jinkai, do you know what's the real name of Sentosa?
Sentosa， 哎，这个有懂，我有做功课。Sentosa 圣淘沙的原名叫做 Pulau Belakang Mati。Pulau 是岛的意思，Belakang 就是背后后方，Mati 就是死亡，所以整句话翻译过来就是背后潜伏着死亡之岛的意思，对不对？
That's correct.
然后就有历史学家推测啊，这是因为早期新加坡的附近的很多海域潜伏着很多的海盗，所以暗藏着危机，所以才会有这样子毛骨悚然的名字。
That's right.
但是其实我比较好奇的是啦，为什么英国的这些士兵要在这里设立堡垒和炮台呢
Because last time Keppel Harbour, which just behind Sentosa, is a main base for our shipping and commerce. So to defend it, the British built fortifications on Sentosa Islands itself. So Mount Imbiah is one of such fortifications, and it's one of the better preserved ones as well. Actually, the road that we are standing on is also part of the fortification as well, and it's original to that time.
所以我们现在是身临其境哎。
Correct. So I've been here for a few times myself, but I've never ever entered the underground structures. So that's a shame.
You never been there before?
I've never been there before.
I know just the right guy.
Oh, really?
跟我走吧。
Okay, let's go.
这是赛夫啦，他是圣淘沙的导览员。那么今天在他的陪同之下，我们才有机会参观这些地下室哦，所以画面非常的珍贵。我们首先先来问赛夫啦，好了 ，Could you please tell us what were the purpose of these underground rooms?
The purpose of these underground rooms, I think you can see there's quite a number of doors around here. Over here we have like the storage rooms. We also have the guard room and also the lantern room just further down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lantern room is for what?
Lantern room, I mean back in the days we don't have electricity, right? Yeah. So they actually use like lanterns to light up the rooms inside these buildings.
I see.
Yeah. I think the main purpose of this magazine, they call this the magazine room, is to support the gun that is actually right above. I think let's have a look at the rooms. That one.
Wow, it's so dark, Saifullah.
Wow.
Yeah, fancy stuff.
How was it like being a soldier stationed here back then?
Well, soldiers that were stationed here, for example, for this battery, this battery can accommodate up to 50 men altogether. They were all spread at different areas. Yeah. So for an example, like here, there's about up to 9 men that were stationed around this magazine. And then we also have, like for the gun, it can go up to 14 men. And the command buildings, which you will see, that will be about 15 to 20 men. So plus and minus about 15 men altogether just to run the gun battery.
So what will be stored in this room in particular?
This room, if you can see the ground, these are the location where the shell stores was actually kept here. And there is an ammunition hoist to actually bring it up.
Whoa!
This is actually the ammunition hoist. So these hoists are the transportation system for the ammunition below at the ground level to bring it up to the gun above.
I see.
Yeah, so this is not just a magazine, but there's also a gun emplacement and command buildings.
I see.
所以大家可以想象，以前的时候呢，所有的士兵就会在这样子这个位置组装那些弹药，然后接着就有一个机制、绳索之类的，就把这个弹药升上去，然后上面就有人在接了。哇，真是太酷了吧 ！So what are some of the clues left behind that tells us what could have happened in this room?
Okay, some clues, if you look around the rooms, like for example, at the back, as you can see here, do you want to make a random guess what this could be?
I don't know. Sam, I think you know it better.
What is
I'll give you a hint over here.
Safety. No.
Lantern.
Lantern.
Lantern, yes. Within this magazine compound, there's actually lantern rooms where they will locate all these lanterns at each of the rooms of this building. Remember, there wasn't any electricity back then. Yeah. So this is how they light up the source of light within the rooms in this magazine. We are lucky that the remnants of it is still around today.
Okay.
I also see many markings here. Like, what are all this mean?
Yeah, all these markings, if you look at the top, there's some wooden parts markings that's left behind. Now, these are possible holding structures to ensure that, the building integrity, it still stands because we have to do repairs, of course active repairs to maintain the historical sites on Sentosa.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Here is equally dark. We need some light.
Okay.
Yep. So if you take a look around at the flooring, you'll be able to see some of the remnants of the cartridges. Yeah, so these are some of the remnants that you can see. Yeah.
大家可以看到这些影子，就是以前炮弹摆放的地方，看它都有它的印记，都还在哦。
So was there any protocol or rules to enter this room?
Yeah, because it's a explosive and protected room because of the cartridges. The cartridges are like cordite charges, so it can explode if wrongly handled. Yeah, so the soldiers that are stationed here, usually they will enter by the shifting lobby.
Okay.
The one earlier that we entered, there's a small space, so they will change to a special attire, in fact, before they enter the room to handle the cartridges inside here.
Okay.
It's for safety purpose.
Yeah, it's for safety purpose because it's explosive. We're talking about a lot of shells in here, cartridges. Yeah.
So how heavy was one shell?
One shell, for example, like this, it's about 380 pounds. This is based on the British military terms, in terms of the ammunition weight. Yeah, it's really heavy. It's like, for example, if you stand up, it's like this, the length of it, it's up to your waist level.
Sure? It's not my
it
height.
is. Hey, come on. Yeah, it's really big and heavy.
Whoa, Saifullah, what's this?
Yeah, this, you can see the bolts around it, this circular platform. Now this is where the gun emplacement is. So this gun emplacement, of course, it's connected to the nearby ammunition hoist where the shells from below, underground the rooms, they were brought up and then bring it up for the gun.
Yeah, there's a route here.
Yeah, there's a route here. The route are multi-purpose. For example, one of them is also because there is an ammunition trolley for you to load up the ammunitions and then for usage for the gun. So these are on standby for gun practices, the gun drills, for example, or even during the war.
Thank you so much, Saifullah, for giving us such an informative tour.
You're welcome. I hope that you have gained a little bit of information about Imbiah Battery. Of course, on behalf of Sentosa Development Corporation, we also like to thank you for having us in this show.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Okay, so this is the fire command post where this is the brains of where the entire battery is.
Oh, so total how many rooms are there?
Oh, according to this map from 1912, actually there's around 5 rooms in this location. Yeah, and this is one of the most important rooms where all the decision making of the battery is held. Yeah, shall we go in?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's go. Yeah. All right, so from here actually you can see all the way into Indonesia itself. Yeah, so it provides a very good view of any ships that are coming towards the harbour. Yeah. So what the soldiers do here, they will scan for tiny targets. After that, there's another cell called the position finding cell. They will find out the range of the target. This is called a range finder. And then they will plot and they will direct which guns to fire at which target. So for this command post, it doesn't just direct for Mount Imbian, it also directs for Fort Siloso. That's all for this fire command post. Next, I will bring you to the officer rest area, which is also indicated on this map. Sure.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's go.
So actually on the left area here. Over here is where the officer cell would be.
Oh, wow.
It's actually quite a big area, so it is also used as their officers as well. So over here you can see where they will have hung the clothes, and then over here will have their tables and all that for the maps and also for the warship identification as well. Over here they can also look over here.
It's a window.
Yes, that's right. Over here we can see where the ships will have come from as well. So the officers would have a direct access to see where the ships will have come from. They can also give the direction and give the target from here as well. It's all accessible from here. They will also have officers over here to do their admin work and also for other duties that they have here as well.
So I can say that this room is more of like for resting and office work purpose.
That's right, that's right. Yeah, this is our best guess of how this room was used.
Samuel，你怎么会对历史那么有兴趣？而且你特别喜欢到这些2战的历史遗区去钻研探索，为什么呢
When I was young, my dad brought me to one such location, and from there on, my interest was sparked. And actually, I started for research at places like overseas, but subsequently, I found out that there's not a lot of research done in Singapore places. So that got me interested, and I did my own research little by little. We have managed to get up quite a large sum of information. So I'm glad that maybe more people are being interested in Singapore history, and I hope that continues.
可是我知道你们是分文不收的，而且就是几个好朋友志同道合的人，组成这个兴趣小组，然后去不同的地方搜集资料、写文章。你们为的是什么呢
？So the group I'm in, we are a collective of people, and we come from different backgrounds and different interest groups. And actually that's what makes us the strongest, because something that maybe I wouldn't know, what my friend would know because he is trained as an architect, or he's trained in English, or he's trained in ancient history. So all together, we come together and then we are greater than the sum of our parts. Another thing is also, because it's our passion, we don't do it for money, we do it for interest, and also we do it because we believe it should be done, because we don't believe that history should be lost, especially Singapore history, and we really lost so much already, so we should keep as best as we can. And we shouldn't leave it also to foreigners to keep our own history. We should do it ourselves. Of course, they are welcome to help us as well, but we should do it ourselves as well. So that's what I believe.
Thank you so much, Samuel, for taking your time out to be with us today. Thank you so much.
No worries, my pleasure. And thank you for coming along with us as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
今天来到了英辟耀堡垒，其实还蛮多感受的，尤其是接触到了一批热爱历史、积极寻找新加坡踪迹的年轻人，更让我意识到，其实作为年轻人，常常会忽略我们的四周围，也不了解这片土地曾经发生过什么。希望今天你看了这集，也会跟我一样，对我们生活中的所有大小事会有另一番体会。